Okay, boys, let's talk about the in-season tournament. I wanted to wait until the semis to directly talk about it because I don't know why. I mean, Pacers-Celtics was awesome. Lakers-Suns was really good, although the call at the end set the internet on fire. And we'll talk about just the whole thing and the presentation of the whole thing and all of it. But let's just keep it about the semi-final games for now. We will definitely start with Pacers-Bucks. I mean, the easy way to put it, man, is Tyrese Halliburton ran a whole bunch of pick and rolls with Miles Turner, and the Bucks had a bunch of different coverages for him, and he pretty much nailed it every single time. I mean, the number of times Brook was in a drop, and then Malik Beasley was not able to navigate around the Miles Turner screen, or Isaiah Jackson a little bit, and then from there it's just Halliburton with a daylight of space, and he made a number of shots over Brook like that. And I mean, look, I've already said that I think Alex Caruso is the dream pickup for the Bucks. Whether they actually have the assets to get a perimeter defender like that, I mean, that's a different conversation. Probably no, but that's the dream. Like I said, we did see some other things. I mean, we saw hell, the big shot that basically ended the game, the step back over Brook. You had Miles Turner actually slip the screen, and you had Buddy Hield ghost the action at the same exact time, basically run through everything that was happening, which is just a Pacers signature thing, where they love slip screens and all that, to where it kind of forced the Bucks to react faster than I think they wanted to, which made Brook have to switch on to Halliburton. And then from there, he had a couple of just times he beat Brook on a switch in other situations of the game. You had times where Miles Turner, and I think it might have been Bruce Brown, both screened the two of the Bucks guards, because the Bucks went to that zone in the third quarter a little bit, which did slow down the Pacers for a little. And then Halliburton was able to get a pull-up two off of that. Like I said, the zone, I mean, once Nemhard got in the middle a few times to make the next play, or Bruce Brown, the signature Bruce Brown floater. I remember the Nets version of Bruce Brown doing that. Obviously, him with the Nuggets was great. You did see a number of times in this one where Miles Turner just looked really good on the roll, whether it be finishing over Brook or rolling, but then sort of stopping around the free throw line, just finding the perfect spot on the rolls and how aggressive he had to be. And that was something that I think Miles Turner's had to improve at throughout his career, right? Although my actual favorite play from Halliburton was another one where I think he beats Malik Beasley this time. I think it was, again, actually another sort of slip screen where you expect more of a screen contact, then the big is just kind of gone. And, he pulls Giannis in, and then Halliburton pulls off this crazy, under the rim scoop layup thing to the opposite wing where he hits Obi for a three, and he gets it over Giannis somehow. It was, as a Celtics fan, it made me feel good to see Nesmith putting his life on the line to guard Giannis. I mean, sure, Giannis eventually got the better of him on face-up drives, and it seemed like whenever Giannis got a screen from Brook and was able to get downhill, the Pacers couldn't do a whole lot about it. I was a big fan of one of Dame's threes that came off of a Giannis post-up. It's double team Giannis, swing to Middleton, swing to Dame three, cool. I will give you one Pacers defensive play among, the Bucks had 5 turnovers late there, and the one where Bruce Brown stole it, we're going the other way, and Buddy Hield gets a putback, that one was cool. My favorite might have been the one with a minute earlier, where it was Dame running a screen with Brook, and then Miles Turner just barely gets his arm down there enough to steal the bounce pass, and also Bruce Brown was kind of shading towards Brook anyway, so there was a super tight window for Dame to get the pass in there, and Turner got his hands on it. It's cool stuff. Halliburton's just fantastic, man. One thing about the in-season tournament, I guess we can have a larger conversation about it before we get to Lakers-Pelicans, which, well, that was a basketball game, I guess. I was actually watching Celtics-Pacers with a couple of friends of mine, and one of them had never heard of Halliburton. And I think that's kind of the value of the in-season tournament, is putting certain guys on display. As far as the courts and everything, I mean, I would say when it first started, the courts for me were a little ooh, this is a lot, just the strong colors and everything. Eventually, I kind of got used to them. I still think some of the colors are just a little too strong. I think for this specific court, they got it pretty much right. So that's cool. I do hope that it suggests that they are going to beef up the presentation for the finals, because I think, I never really talked about this, but a lot of people said it and I agreed with it. The presentation on last finals was pretty rough, with just not enough graphics, or even the trophy on the court, the iconic thing that we all loved for so long. So we'll see if they're leaning back in that direction with it. I will say, for the neutral site, the Lakers-Pelicans game was basically a Lakers home game, and now the finals are also going to be a Lakers home game because it's in Las Vegas, okay? So we are going to have energy from the crowd in that sense. But the neutral site afternoon Pacers-Bucks game for the first half especially was a little, kind of dead. But it did pick up in the second half as Halliburton was doing his thing and Dame started making some of his threes and stuff. Yeah, the biggest thing with the in-season tournament really was, could you seamlessly put it in the regular season to where it's not super annoying? And it seems like that's mostly been a win. Although if you're a Knicks fan, it's oh great, we got to play the Bucks, and then we play the Celtics because they lost. That's kind of a quiet thing about this. And also, would people care? And I mean, listen, that Pacers crowd definitely cared. The Lakers crowd cared. The Lakers crowd in Las Vegas cares. And I think all of us are decently locked in. So that's cool, especially for this time of the year where, I mean, to be fair, everybody watching this video was already going to be locked in because we're all psychos. But if you can pull at anybody else, that's fun. Anyway, let's talk about Lakers Pelicans for a little bit. So, LeBron hits 3 straight threes. He draws 3 charges on Zion. LeBron and AD are switching the Zion-Valanciunas actions to where there's just 2 huge dudes waiting for Zion around the basket. A similar thing when AD was like switching a Brandon Ingram, Valanciunas within the 3-point line action, and then you have like Taurean Prince fighting like hell to seal off Valanciunas to where when Ingram throws him the pass, he's stealing that, we're going the other way. You have LeBron recognizing, oh, they're in a zone. Let me throw it to D'Lo. Let me yell at D'Lo to throw it to Taurean Prince, because then Taurean Prince is going to catch and drive, and then from there AD is going to cut, and then he's going to dunk it, and that's exactly what happened. Granted, I'm operating with the knowledge of what did happen, but I imagine LeBron basically saw it happening like that. We also got to see Reeves screen for LeBron. They put 2 to LeBron, and it's Reeves middle of the floor to Jackson Hayes. He gets fouled. I always like when LeBron and Reeves play off of each other like that. It was a combination of like, you could tell the Lakers' game plan went pretty much exactly as they wanted it to, and the Pelicans, I don't usually like to do the whole like what was up with your energy thing, but the Pelicans' energy was a little disappointing throughout this one. In fact, it's still on, and it's basically a 40-point game early fourth quarter, so okay. I look forward to seeing how AD is guarding Halliburton's screen actions, assuming that he's on Miles Turner. I mean, if AD's guarding somebody else, then it's more of a, I'm going to help, and somebody else is on Turner, and whatever. We're not trying to get too in the weeds of it on this one, and we'll see how the Pacers guard LeBron, and the whole thing. I will most likely do a reaction to the final game. I guess if it's a blowout, then there might not be a whole lot to talk about. I don't know.